Let's explore the country with fighting spirit people, Vietnam!
And now, let's talk about the names and titles of the Vietnamese people. Family words in Vietnamese. Words for family members in Vietnamese, an Austroasiatic language is spoken mainly in Vietnam. In Vietnam, the word family is called gia đình. The word parents is called bumi or buma. The word father is called cha bu. The word mother is called mie. The word son is called con trai. The word daughter is called con gai. The word husband is called chong. The word wife is called vu. The word brother, if it is your older brother, you call him an. If it is your younger brother, you call him im. The word sister, if it is your older sister, you call her chi. If it is your younger sister, you call her im.
And now, let's move on to the figurative language or idiomatic expressions of Vietnam. I'm going to give you some example of this. First, gai ong da plong on. It means an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Whatever you've done to hurt someone will come back to you to the same degree. It's more commonly used in the context of conspiring to injure someone, but the plan falls through and you hurt you instead. It is your own cane that stabbed you in the back. Second, loy noy la bak im lang la van. The idiom literally translates to speech is silver, silence is gold. Gold is more valuable than silver. Thus, sometimes, silence does you more than good than not. You can never be wrong if you've never said anything to begin with. Third, bung lam da chu. It means you reap what you sow. You cannot grow an orange tree to have it bear apples. Whatever deed you have planted, the tree that grows is entirely from your decision. Thus, it is on no one but you who are responsible for the consequences of your actions.
And now, let's talk about the unique English vocabulary of Vietnam. This term came from the Vietnam War slang, and I will give you some of the examples. First, in Vietnam, the word basketball means an aircraft mission to illuminate the terrain below. Second, the word baseball means a defensive fragmentation hand grenade that explodes on impact used in Vietnam. Third, the word bear means a weapons officer seated behind the pilot. Fourth, the word beast means a white person or a white US soldier in Vietnam. And lastly, the word believer. It means a dead enemy soldier.
And now, let's move on to the nonverbal communication of Vietnam. Together with spoken communication, nonverbal communication also plays an indispensable part in Vietnamese society. It sometimes accompanies and refers as linguistic symbols, sometimes can express more meaning than verbal language. So, I'll give you a summary of nonverbal behaviors and their meanings in Vietnamese culture. First, avoiding eye contact. It means showing respect to people senior in age or status or the opposite sex. Second, nodding. It means greeting, affirmative reply, or agreement. Third, placing one or both hands in the pockets or the hips while talking. It means arrogance or lack of respect. Fourth, pouting. It means disdain. And lastly, touching a child's head. It means not appreciated but not offensive.
Lastly, let's explore the cultural beliefs of Vietnam. Here are some examples. First, Academics are revered. When you speak to the students in Vietnam, it can be a bit disheartening to hear about how restricted their lives are, but this is the norm. The job market is hyper-competitive, so young people have to be at the top of their classes if they want to have a chance at the best career paths. There are amazing opportunities in this booming economy, but only for those who are put in the work. That means long days at school with tutors and extra classes at night, especially English, which is now a requirement for many students graduating from higher education. Second, their war history is sacrosanct. Some people have learned this the hard way. Don't speak ill of Vietnamese war heroes or make jokes about anything related to the war. Generally speaking, Vietnamese people have a great sense of humor, but they don't joke about the war years. Those were difficult times for everyone in this country. As a foreigner, you need to be careful with this topic, and also when speaking about their colonial past. Lastly, ghosts are real. Many Vietnamese traditions and customs are based around their ancestral beliefs. One of the greatest fears in Vietnam is that the dead won't find peace in the afterlife, that they'll be left to wander as tortured spirit. Most everybody in Vietnam has a ghost story, from a butterfly landing on them during a funeral to strange voices at night. No matter your thoughts on the supernatural, don't make light of ghosts or the deceased.
We